Now, so far we have done the queries with just a single table, and now we're going to create queries that have multiple tables. So we're still going to go into create in query design. And for the first one, we're going to add representatives and benefits. So we're just going to double click on each of the tables, and then we'll close out of show table. And we're going to add the fields that we want to display. So we will be adding rep name from our representatives table, and then hire date from the benefits table. And for the criteria, they would like to see reps that were hired between January 1st, 2016 and June 30th, 2016. So we are going to do kind of a range query for this. So down in the criteria, you actually don't have to go into the Zoom window for this. I'm gonna make that a little bigger. Down in the criteria here, we can actually just key this query in. I will show you how to get to the Zoom box, but to be quite honest, I don't normally use it. So we're going to key in the word between, and then we're going to key in 1/1/2016, key in the word and then we've got 6/30/2016. And I'm just going to press enter. And you'll notice it does like little hashtags before and after the date, which is fine. Now, what they had wanted us to do is press Shift and F2, okay, and type it in this Zoom window. Okay, if that works out better for you, that's fine. Okay, otherwise you can just key it in, directly into the spot here, because you can widen up the column the same way you would widen the column in datasheet view. You can just drag it. So once we've got this, we're going to go ahead and run it. And the date should be between January 1st, 2016 and June 30th. Those are the dates that we see. So we're going to go ahead and save this. And we're going to call it Jan to June 2016 hires query. And then we're going to go ahead and close this. And for the next one, they want representatives who were hired in 2015. So we're going to go to create, query design. We want representatives and benefits again. And we want rep ID, rep name, and hire date. For the criteria for hire date, we want to see everybody that was hired in 2015. So if you remember the date format, it's month/day/year. All we really care about is the year. We don't really care about anything that came before. So to represent all of the dates in the year before 2015, we are going to put in an asterisk. And then we are going to put 2015. Okay, so basically 2015 is at the end of the entered date. So anything that comes before 2015 is fine. So we're going to go ahead and press enter, and you'll notice that it inserted the word like, and it put it in double quotes for us. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and run it, and all we should see are hire dates in 2015. So we're going to save this, and we're going to call it reps hired in 2015 query. And then we'll go ahead and close that one. Don't need to print. Our next query, they really want you to get used to using these wildcards. Our next query, what they want are clients whose names begin with blue. So we are going to go into Create and Design. And for this one, we're only going to use the sales table. And actually, I lied. Let's hide this one. Go back into our show table. We actually need sales, or clients, excuse me. There. All right, so we've got our clients table, which is the one we want. And we actually want sales too. So we got client and sales. And what we want from clients is the ID and the client name. So we're going to choose client. And from sales, we just want the sales. Then down in our criteria, below client, they would like all of the clients whose names begin with blue. So we're going to key in blue. And then anything that comes after blue, it doesn't matter. So we're going to do the asterisk here. I'm going to press enter, and you'll notice it puts it in double quotes and puts the word like in front. And so we're going to go ahead and run this. And under client, you'll notice that the beginning of the name is blue, and it doesn't really matter what follows. So we're going to go ahead, save this, and we're going to call it Blue Ridge Sales Query. And then we're going to close. So at this point, we have completed all of the queries for this particular database. So we will close out of this one, and we're going to open another one. So we're going to open up 3 Hack Track. And let's enable the content in this one. And for this one, we don't need to worry about creating relationships. We're going to just dig right in and start doing the queries. So we're going to go to Create and Query Design. And they want us to add products and orders. So let's go ahead and do that. And then from products, we're going to add product ID and product. And then from orders, we're going to add order date. And what they would like us to do is display records that have order dates between February 1st, 2018 and February 28th, 2018. So we've done one of these before. I'm going to widen this up here. So we start it with between, enter the first date, 2/1/2018, and then the second date, 2/28/2018. Press enter, puts the little hashtags in for us, and we're going to go ahead and run this. Okay, and you can just kind of check the dates to make sure they're in the proper range. And we're going to save. And we will call this one Feb 1-28 order query. And then we will close. So at this point, this is all we're going to do with this particular database. So we're going to close out of here. And we're going to open yet another one. This is Copper State. I'm going to enable our content. And for this one, they do want relationships. So we're going to go to Database Tools and Relationships. And boy, it looks like they have quite a few of them already. I'm going to spread these out. Looks like there's a couple tables that they do not have related yet. All right, so what they want us to do is a one-to-many relationship between agents and assignments. So let's kind of move this over here. Agents is going to be our one table, and we're going to be connecting based on agent ID. So we're going to take agent ID from our agents table, drag it over to agent ID in assignments. And it is a one-to-many. I'm going to go ahead and create that. This next one is on the offices table related to the assignments. An office ID is what we're connecting on. So office ID is our one table. Left drag over to office ID in assignments. It is a one-to-many. We're turning on the rules and we are creating that relationship. Our final relationship that we need to create is between the office and the agent table. Let's move this over here. I think it's easier to do this if you have the tables kind of arranged so that you can actually do the relationships a little easier. So for this, we're connecting based on office ID. So office table is going to be our one table. We're going to connect it over here to agents, and agents is going to be our many. So let's go ahead and do that. And turn that, all of those rules on and hit create. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save our relationship changes, and we're going to close out of here. And now we are ready to do some queries. So we're going to go into create and query design. And we're going to be adding our client table and also the coverage table. So let's add both of those. And in our little grid, what they would like is client ID, first name, last name, and those are all coming from clients. And then from coverage, they want uninsured motorist. And uninsured motorist is the one that meets the criteria. And basically they want to see clients that have uninsured motorist coverage. So on our criteria row below uninsured motorist, we're going to enter true. Okay, and we're going to run this. Okay, and so you can see this is a yes/no field, and on uninsured motorist, all of these are turned on, so they are all true. So we're going to go ahead and save. And the name of the query is INS for uninsured motorist coverage query. And let's close this. Now, if you're wondering if we could have used yes, I'm pretty sure yes would have worked over here. So let's run that. See, yes and true mean the same thing. Now in the book, they had you enter a 1, and you'll notice that 1 changes to true. So basically, yes and true are kind of interchangeable. Okay, you're going to get the same results. So we're going to go ahead and close, just in case you were curious. We're going to do another one, and this is going to extract records of claims in January over $999. So we're going to go to Create and Query Design. And we need the client table and the claims table. And then what we're going to be adding from client is client ID, first name, last name. And then from claims, we're going to do claim ID, date of claim, and amount of claim. And what they're interested in seeing are claims between January 1st, 2018 and January 31st, 2018. They also want to only see claims that are greater than $999. So this particular query has 2 criteria. And in order for the record to display, both of those criteria have to be true. So this is called an AND query. And to create an AND query, you just need to put both criteria on the same criteria row. So we're going to enter our first criteria under date of claim, and then we're going to do our second criteria on the same row under amount of claim. And because they're on the same row, it creates an AND query. So for the date, it needs to be between 1/1/2018 and 1/31/2018. And we can widen that so you can see it. Okay, so that's our first one. For the second one, we just are going to key in greater than 999. This is a numeric field, so there are no double quotes, no dollar signs, no commas, no periods, just the plain number. So we're going to go ahead and run this. And what you should notice are the dates are all in January of 2018, and the amounts are all greater than $999 because both of those criteria had to be true. So we're going to go ahead and save this. And we're going to call it Jan Claims over 999 Query.